Hey again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of All Things Universal Orlando. Today, we're going to be looking at the top 5 dining experiences at CityWalk. Hey again, everybody. Thanks for watching. Again, as always, I want to encourage you to like and subscribe, hit the bell notification so you can be made aware every time we put out a new video. You know, I've asked you guys to put in the comments suggestions for different top 5s or different reviews that you'd like to do, and this one far and away has been the most requested. That's odd to me that you'd want to know what the top 5 restaurants are at CityWalk, and I don't think that that's a fair assessment. I don't think you can say what's the best restaurant. I think you have to look at the whole dining experience, because some of them frankly are themed better than others, and that's a part of the experience. Some have better food than others, some have better ambiance than others. There are a lot of factors to go into this. So I'm not giving you what I think are the top 5 restaurants as far as who's got the best food or anything like that. And I may break that down in another countdown, so what are the best food options at CityWalk and things like that, but that's not what we're doing today. Today we're simply going to look at the top 5 dining experiences at CityWalk. Food is considered in this. The quality of what they have is going to be in this list. The ambiance, I've really tried to factor everything into this, value everything. And so we'll get right to it.
Great, Scott. Number 5.
Number 5, Antojitos. There's a lot to say about this restaurant. It's amazingly themed. The ambiance is great. It's enormous. You have the mariachi bands walking through. You have a show that's taking place. And the food is relatively authentic Mexican food. So it's not something when you go in and order food here that you would expect to get from, you know, a Chili's or anything like that. It's very relatively authentic. It's extraordinarily good. I'm not a huge fan of Mexican food. I like it. In fact, I like it a lot, but it's not my favorite by any means. But every time that I've been to this restaurant, I've been satisfied with every meal I've gotten. I think if I had to recommend something to you of everything that I've had, the fajitas I thought were just phenomenal. But everything I've ever had there is good. And in fact, my family would tell you the same thing. But the food to me is almost the least of it in this restaurant. I mean, it's good, it's very good, and you won't be disappointed. I think it's pricey for what you get, I would say that, but you're not just paying for food, you're paying for a mariachi band, a show, people. The whole ambiance of this restaurant is extraordinary. It's one of the best themed things that's there at CityWalk, and it shouldn't be missed. Like I said, I'm not going to break down the different menu items or things like that. You can find all of that online, and just because I like or dislike something doesn't mean you will. I can appreciate a CityWalk review, and we will be doing some of those things. Some people that I've partnered with down in South Florida, my son, my soon-to-be daughter-in-law, things like that, they're going to be going to the parks and doing some on-site food reviews for you, and we'll be posting those videos, and you'll get a much more in-depth look at individual restaurants and menu items and things like that. That's coming sooner rather than later, but that's not what this video is. This is just to tell you what I think the best dining experiences are there in CityWalk, and I've done pretty much everything there. And so for all of those reasons, great theming, great ambiance, pretty good food, albeit pricey, Antojitos comes in at number 5.
Number 4, boop boop be doo boop.
Number 4, NBC Grill. For a while, this restaurant really never impressed me. It was just this enormous sports bar. And you can find big sports bars in any city that you go to. There's double layers in this restaurant. There's tons of TV screens. I actually have gone there to watch a sporting event, and it was a good, entertaining time. But the food to me has always been average to below. I've been a few times, and I was never impressed with it until this most recent trip. There's 2 things that I always am going to get there. One is they have an appetizer that is a giant pretzel. It's as big as a steering wheel, and it's outstanding. The dipping sauces are very good. I wouldn't miss that. In fact, if you go there, I strongly encourage you to get that. It's excellent. The problem is it's filling and it's huge, and so then when your food comes, you're satisfied. The first few times I went there, like I said, I didn't really care much for what I got, but this last time I got the garlic parmesan wings, and they were amazing. The boneless chicken wings. They were probably the best garlic parmesan chicken wings I've ever had. And I love garlic parmesan wings. Go to Buffalo Wild Wings, man. I can do that all day. It's one of my favorite things, but these were outstanding. What I've come to learn is that their burgers and that their appetizers are probably the way to go here with NBC Grill. That some of their higher end menu items are just okay in my opinion. But coming back to the dining experience, if you're there to watch a sporting event, there's nothing better. You have huge screens, smaller screens. You have the option or the ability to be kind of private in your viewing or in a big party scene. And that's a pretty good option for a sports bar. It's themed well. It does have that feeling of, of an NBC sporting event kind of a thing. The staff is amazing. I've had some of the best service I've ever had anywhere at NBC Grill, and that's worth mentioning. I think the reason it's not number 5 with Antojitos is because I think it's priced better. I think you get what you pay for here. All in all, the food is good, not great. Pricing is pretty good. Ambiance is pretty good. Everything about this is pretty good. And for those reasons, it comes in at number 4.
3.5. Wait, 3 or 3.5?
Number 3 is probably my go-to restaurant at CityWalk, and is Cowfish. What I like about it are the burgers. I told you guys before in other videos, I'm not a seafood guy. I don't really like sushi, and the only sushi I'm ever going to get is going to be found at the Orchid Lounge and Sushi Bar at Royal Pacific, and get the cilantro roll there. If I'm staying at another hotel, I would travel to Royal Pacific to get that sushi roll. Amazing. And I don't like fish. But Cowfish, in and of itself, the themed burgers, the gourmet burgers are amazing. I think between my whole family, we've had just about everything. There's 3 or 4 of us that always go, and we'll usually cut our burger in half and share and try everything. So I've had essentially every burger that they have there, and I haven't had one that was bad. Some better than others, some not as good as others, but nothing bad. Everything's been really good. The knock on Cowfish is this is the worst service of any restaurant in CityWalk. It's always slow. You're going to wait a long time for your food, no matter how busy or slow it is. And I've been there so many times. I've encountered both of those scenarios, and the service is not good. Your wait staff is good. I'm not condemning them. But the kitchen, for some reason, this is a long process. I don't know why, and that's always the case. I've looked at other reviews and found the same thing. Other YouTubers who do reviews at Cowfish have the same complaint, that the food takes a long time to get there, and I'm not sure why that is. I will say that this last September, which was the last time I was there, I think we had a party of 5 or 6 people that went, and it was the best food service it had. We didn't have to wait very long, but still longer than you'd like to wait. But the burgers are excellent. The people who do like the sushi, I've seen good reviews. There are people in my family who do like sushi, and they said it was pretty good. It's a uniquely themed restaurant. The concept of having the little cowfish that you can sit on outside, the fish tanks inside, the restrooms are pretty cool. You should go in there. The theming, everything about it, it's a fun place to go. But the food, it's hard to go wrong here with multiple burger options, and it's priced really, really well. You're not going to pay much more for a burger here than you would at Red Robin or Bennigan's or Applebee's or anything like that. And when I'm getting a restaurant or a high-end restaurant quality burger in a high-themed theme park restaurant, I'm good with that. Pricing is, to me, one of the best things about Cowfish. It's reasonably priced. You can afford to feed your family without going broke, and the food is always pretty good. For those reasons, Cowfish comes in at number 3.
Number 2.
Number 2. I love this place for so many reasons. Red Oven. Man, first of all, I like pizza. I like authentic Italian pizza, and that's what this is. It's always good. It's authentic. The ingredients are outstanding. If there's a downside to it, it's theming, but that's not fair because it's not really this dine-in restaurant. The seating is primarily outside. It's a place where you go and order a pizza and you sit down and you eat it and you people watch. It's CityWalk. But it does have that Italian pizzeria theme down. I've, like I said, been to Italy and I've experienced this, and it does capture that. I think it's excellent. I think the pizza's amazingly good, but here's the best part. The price. I can feed 2 people with a pizza easily for under $20, and if I drink water, I'm gold. There's so many things to like about this. It's always good. Every pizza I've ever had there is amazing, and I've had 3 or 4. My favorite, the not to miss pizza, is the prosciutto and arugula. Don't miss this. It's so good, but everything's good. I've never had a pizza there that I didn't say, wow, that's really good. The only other place that I really even entertain getting pizza from in Universal Orlando Resort is Sal's over at Portofino, and it's also good, but it's more of a New York style. It's not an authentic Italian. This is that, and it captures that. It's always good, always affordable, doesn't take long. Boom, you're in, you're out, you're sitting there, you're watching CityWalk, you're taking in the ambiance, you're looking across Islands of Adventure. You can see Hogsmeade in the back, or Hogwarts Castle. You can see so much if you get the right seat there outside. Oh, I love this. It's one of our go-to things. It's one of the first things we usually do. Usually the first restaurant we hit, we always have a great time. And for all of those reasons, Red Oven is number 2. I do have an honorable mention, and we will count down the top 5 up to this point. But the honorable mention is Toothsome's Chocolate Emporium. I don't like eating real food at this restaurant. I've been 2 or 3 times, and everything I've ordered, I'm like, this really just isn't good. And it's pricey. And I think probably that might be on me somewhat, because I've ordered things that I wouldn't normally try because you're at such a unique restaurant. But when it comes to theming, there's no better themed restaurant than this one. The outside looks like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory or something like that. You go inside, the gift shop is themed. You go inside to sit down in the restaurant with the screen images that they have all around, and they have the robot walking through, and man, it's themed better than anything. It's the top themed restaurant potentially that I've ever been in. It's amazing. But the food to me just isn't good, and it's pricey. The reason it's an honorable mention is because of the desserts. But it's hard, in fairness, to mess up cake and ice cream. I mean, it really is hard to mess that up, and that's really what they're doing. But they do it well, and it's always fun to do. We don't go there to eat dinner or lunch, but we almost always go there to have some form of dessert after we've had a restaurant experience somewhere else. So from the dining experience element, Toothsome comes in as your honorable mention. So before we get to the number 1, here's the top 5 so far. Number 5, Antojitos. Themed well, a fun place. The food is pretty good, a little pricey, but not bad. I expect to pay high-end prices at a CityWalk theme park restaurant. Number 4, NBC Grill. Average experiences up to last time, but the last time it was so good, the food was good, the service was good, everything was good that it bumped it to where it made this list. Number 3, Cowfish. Probably my go-to place for the family where we can have really good burgers. The sushi, from what I understand, is pretty good. Only downside about this is the service is not very good. But I will say this, the pricing makes it worth it. It's very reasonably priced. Number 2, Red Oven. I just got through telling you all the great things about it, why I like it, why I think you should go there, why I think you should experience it. So here it is.
Hey, number 1.
The number 1 overall restaurant in CityWalk, in this guy's opinion, Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. I love everything about this. I think when I walk into that place, I feel good. The music's playing, they've got videos and concerts showing on big screens. You've got the volcano that occasionally erupts in the background. You've got still people walking around making, balloon things for the kids. It's just fun. And the food is good. Everything I've had there is good. There's nothing like, those are the best nachos, the volcano nachos, I think is what they're called. I get them every time. They can feed 4 people. They're endless, it seems. I mean, I'm not saying they always bring you more. I'm just saying you never finish it. I don't think we've ever finished it. And they're amazing. Really, really good. The conch fritters are good. The chicken, my daughter had a chicken, like chicken fingers or whatever. It was amazing. Some of the best chicken I've ever had. I was like, what do they brine this in? Because it was really good. So every experience I've ever been there, the food has been exceptional. And so is the ambiance. So is the theming. It's a little pricey, but not ridiculously pricey. And so kind of know that going in. But man, there's just something about that. Friday nights or most nights, they have live music playing in there. This is an amazing restaurant when it comes to everything I look for in a restaurant. The service is good, the theming is good, the food is good, the ambiance is good, And for all of those reasons, Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville is, in my opinion, the #1 dining experience in all of Universal Orlando's CityWalk. And I think you should try it out. My guess is that a lot of you are going to disagree with a lot of this, and why isn't Breadbox on there? And why isn't the hot dog place? You didn't even talk about Pat O'Brien's. Listen, this is just my take. This is just what I think, and I'm basing all this on a dining experience. Remember that. This is not what I'm saying has the best food. It's just overall experience. When I consider everything, these are the top 5 places that I would go in the order that I would go to them. It's my recommendation to you. Do whatever you want with it. But put in the comments what you think. Put where I'm crazy, where I'm wrong, and put where you're right. I want to hear about it. Remember, go bless somebody else today. Do something nice for somebody else for no reason, expecting nothing in return, and watch what happens in your day. Thanks for watching.